Yo! What's going on, guys? Kenso from T1G, and I'm here to show you some Black Desert Breakdowns. If you're new here, Black Desert Breakdowns is a series where I take a few fights from the game and break it down play by play. By doing this, we can analyze certain actions with great depth, provide insight for both new players and the more experienced in how certain classes play, as well as show the individual strategies from the players. Make sure you get comfy, because this episode might be a long one.
Breakdown number 1.
For these fights, I know they're going to try and focus the wizard on my team. I open up with a dark spear and / in for a lunge, then back out with shield rush. Upon doing so, I notice the wizard unprotected from the back, so I attempt to capitalize on my opportunity. Their sorceress sees the danger and immediately changes her extreme shadow eruption in my direction, which clips me and knocks me up. She attempts to take advantage of this and apply a bit of damage to me while I'm down. I recover and try to apply more pressure to the wizard. Unfortunately for me, they play very evasively and manage to stay out of range of my CCs. They are meanwhile taking this time to slowly burn down my wizard on my team, who is now forced to try and find time to heal. I attempt to assist his situation, but their wizard blocks the way and hits me with chain lightning into a lightning storm, then a fissure response. At that same time, the wizard on my team managed to hit both the opposing wizard and the sorceress with a single fireball, giving us the win in this trade. Fast forward a bit, and we see that I managed to get their wizard on the ground. As I'm about to hit him with extreme ground smash, he prepares a clutch teleport and gets away at the last millisecond. I chase and attempt to finish him off, but I'm too low on FP to properly do so. Around this point in the fight, I literally lost track of who was who, up until the wizard used mana absorption on me, to suck away at my empty FP bar. I used the small amount of FP I got from blocking to shield rush in and extreme double kick him for the bound effect. I / for some FP recovery and grab him right before he fully gets up to reapply the bound effect. I really thought I'd be able to kill him now, so I went for the full DPS combo, only to realize I didn't have enough FP. Their sorceress intercepts me with a long night punch, inflicting a stagger. This allowed the wizard to teleport away and begin healing. I / towards him and lunge to attempt to cancel his heal and switch focus to the sorceress. I should rush in and go for the extreme double kick, only to have the sorceress dodge it by jumping and teleporting over me. I'm running very low on FP again, so I needed to try and get them to land a few attacks in my direction while I'm blocking, as warriors gain 25% of FP for every hit to them while doing so. I was so worried about my FP, I didn't realize how hard they were focusing the wizard on my team until it was too late. I decided to use my Twilight Scar for FP recovery, as it generates FP based on target's hit, but at the same time, their wizard is using 100% Fury boosted Lightning Strike. Their sorceress teleports into the Lightning Strike as a defensive strategy. If I were a different class, this probably would have killed me, but Twilight Scar has a special blocking mechanic associated with it. I should rush into the extreme double kick for a dub bound effect and attempt to burst the wizard down. Unfortunately, a lot of my attacks miss, and I notice the sorceress preparing to engage on me. Since I'm now alone in this fight, I know that I must not be CC'd, otherwise I will pretty much die. I zip around the arena with / while throwing out lunges like cannon. I screw up my extreme double kick and miss the shield rush. I recover with dash to zone out and re-engage with shield rush, which negates his fireball, and then into a double kick, which is dodge. I'm now low on mana again, so I decide to block. They thankfully throw a few attacks at me while I was doing so, and restore my FP to full. I take my chance to gap close with / and use ground smash. I took a gamble in using extreme ground smash, hoping I wasn't going to get CC'd by the sorceress. Luck was on my side as the sorceress teleported into my extreme ground smash, which allowed me to CC both of them. I know they are both pretty low, so I use my Twilight Scar and attempt to finish them off. They both survive, but I really want to get rid of the sorceress, so I use my 100% free boosted rotation slash. She beautifully dodges it, and the second rotation slash at the last second. Their wizard prepares a group heal in which I was way too slow to react and stop him. This basically cost me the match. But me being me, I don't give up until I'm dead. I try to do as much damage as possible on the sorceress, again, but I'm quickly interrupted by the wizard's fireball, and while I'm in mid-air, I get smashed by the sorceress's dark discharge. I get up and quickly am pelted with a bunch of range attacks. I dash out to create some distance, then re-engage with shield rush into a lunge. I go for the ground slam on the wizard, but it's unfortunately immune. I try to defend myself with Twilight Scar, but yep, dead.
Breakdown number 2.
So for this fight, I start off with a fully Fury boosted rotation slash, but it's beautifully dodged by the sorceress. I / in and attempt to CC her with a few lunges, but she's playing smart by constantly moving. I realize that their goal is to completely ignore everything I do, as I would be nothing without my wizard. I figured that I need to do everything I absolutely can to keep my wizard alive and begin to consider myself basically expendable. I finally managed to clip the sorceress with a shield rush. I then grab her and try to do as much damage as possible. She recovers and teleports towards the wizard, in which I follow and attempt more lunges. The wizard throws a fireball at me, knocking me down. The sorceress tries to take this breathing room to launch a fury boosted dream of destruction. She then teleports behind me and knocks me down, putting more focus on my wizard. I go in a frenzy with lunge to force them off my wizard and give him time to heal. The sorceress teleports around me, but I follow her with my shield rush and lunge at her some more, but again, too evasive. This part was pretty interesting. I was about to be demolished by the wizard's meteor, but at the same time he was casting it, my wizard, with a sorceress on him, threw a fireball at the enemy wizard to knock him down, cancelling the meteor. I definitely didn't want that save to go to waste, so I got up and quickly rushed the sorceress with a shield rush and grab to keep my wizard alive. Unfortunately for me, the enemy wizard peels for his sorceress by throwing a fireball in my direction while knocking me down. He then begins a stunningly beautiful fury boosted lightning strike, which I thankfully block. I counter with a dark spear, which actually lands, and I forward slash in for some more lunges. At this point in time, I'm feeling that my strategy of being an annoying little prick is actually working, as we slowly burn their HP down. This definitely isn't my normal fighting style, so it felt weird just being essentially a support in a very annoying way, but hey, it gets the job done. Here, I may have messed up a little bit, as I thought it was the enemy wizard doing a lightning fury strike, and not my own. Let's just hope my wizard never finds out. Teehee. I hit the sorceress with a few more lunges while hitting the wizard here and there, and this goes on until I finally see an opportunity, with the sorceress being quite low and finally standing still long enough, likely because she's out of mana. I grab her and then switch over to the enemy wizard with the Twilight Scar while my wizard finishes her off. The sorceress attack leaves him just low enough to have the bleed tick and forces emergency evasion, and after that, well, yeah.
Breakdown number 3.
The last fight for this episode starts with a super quick engage from the sorceress. I miss my sword pommel as she uses me to rebound into my wizard. A meteor gets thrown from their wizard, which clips both of us for nearly half health. I recover and attempt to apply pressure to their wizard to force him to cancel his blizzard, which would have affected my teammate. As I go for him, he evades me while casting Fizz Response to knock me down. I rush back at him, but it's very hard to fully catch him unless he stops moving. And he does. I take the opportunity to shield rush into a double kick, which applies the bound effect. I then grab him to reapply that effect and start casting Twilight Scar to both defend and attack as I see the sorceress coming ever closer. I forward slash into a ground smash, but during my casting animation, their sorceress throws a sign of pain towards my wizard, which clips me and stuns me for 2 seconds. After I recover out of the stun, I attempt to beat someone by jumping and lunging around everywhere. Their wizard denies my existence with a fireball, then a chain lightning to initiate his beautiful combo. I'm not too worried about what he's doing to me at the moment, as my wizard is dropping in health. I switch focus to the sorceress and begin trying to have my lunges connect. My wizard's health is alarmingly low at this point. I need to give him room to heal. They line up and I lunge my heart out trying to keep my wizard alive. Before I can gap close, the enemy wizard launches a fireball at mine to finish him off. I'm unfortunately out of FP to return the favor. I grab the sorceress and attempt to use her to recover my FP, but I'm knocked out of my grab animation by a fireball. By my supreme will, I force choke the sorceress while I engage this wizard before he lightning storms me. At this point, we're now back to square one, but the difference being there's only me left alive on my team. I didn't want to be in between the two of them, so I dash around the wizard after lunging to be behind him. He dodges out of my shield rush, so I lunge to then go for a ground smash. At some point in between the lunge and the ground smash, I was hit by a slow, which decided the match, as my Twilight Scar did not activate fast enough to kill anyone while they were downed. Due to the length of the clips, I only did 3 breakdowns for this video, as I wasn't sure how many of you would last this long. Be sure to check out Keei's channel on YouTube. He's known as Gamer Gomez and is probably one of the best wizards I've fought, not because of gear, but pure skill. I'll leave his channel in the description down below. What was your favorite breakdown? Let me know in the comment section below. If you found this video to be interesting, please leave a like so that I know to do more. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, be sure to click that subscribe button. Till next time.